company. Warren Buffett, who owns Berkshire Hathaway and just so many different companies. Bill Gates. I'm going to land with two others. Sergey Brin, which most people have no idea who Sergey Brin is, and Larry Page. Those are the founders of Google.com, which runs YouTube and Gmail, you name it. So I just named like 5 people, 6 people, and there's 4 more that have more money than half the people in the world. So here's what I want you to take, and I'm going to land my plane also. This is very bizarre data. Listen very closely. Around 80% of every real estate agent that starts their new agent, around 80% are going to give up and quit real estate within the first year. One of the reasons why that 80% of real estate agents give up within that first year is they've got to go back to their main thing to eat and feed their families. And so one of the things and one of the reasons why we're collaborating with Sam and Sam's collaborating with us is we created a company that's actually doing some disruption at a very high level of the network marketing industry. And I'm going to land my plane with this. According to the DSA.org, again, DSA.org, around 80%, the same number of network marketing people drop out within the first year. Amazing similarities in regards to the opportunity to make a lot of money in network marketing, which I'm not a fan of the model, and that's in general because I function as an expert witness against the industry. You can learn more about how we look at the industry, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There is some good, there is a lot of bad, there's a lot of ugly, but I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But come and learn more about what we do so that you have another source of income referred by Sam. And here's how it works. You go to the top of the page, and that's going to take you into, that takes you into BAM. And that tracks that we were referred by Sam. And so what happens is when you become a member of BAM for the one-time fee, no monthly fees, for a one-time fee of $199, Sam's going to earn $99.50 from that referral. And Sam was referred by someone else, I don't remember. We have a patent pending on our leveraged model, which is a 3-way rev share. Come and learn more. Click the link in my bio and you can come into our room tomorrow. And if you're driving, if you have a decent memory, check out our web URL that we own regarding our room for tomorrow. You can remember this. It's real easy. clubbamhouse.com. So put BAM between Clubhouse and you got it. So clubbamhouse.com. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message. And I sure hope you all will actually take an action so that you can get past that first year. And one of the ways you do it, you must have some passive income, not active income also, but you have to have some passive so that you can go out there and knock on doors, do some old school, do all the digital vertical. You can. I'm going to land my plane there. Sam, thank you so much for allowing me to serve. And I'm going to hang in the room for up to 15-ish minutes. So thank you so much. And I'll be here again to answer any questions, or you can come into our room tomorrow. clubbamhouse.com. I land my
plane. Bam! All right, we got Alicia, William, LJ, Timothy. Come on up, introduce yourself. It is Thankful Thursday. I'm thankful for all you incredible people on my social media. I am excited for what BAM has to offer. There's a video he did on his website. Actually, you can actually go to bamsidehustle.com and get to his video on my website, which is his website. And talking about 0% unemployment. I really like that video on 0% unemployment. Has anybody ever thought of 0% unemployment and how we could achieve that? Aaron, welcome, welcome. Anybody else? Anybody want to come up and say hi and let us know what you're thankful for? I am thankful for you. Just raise your hand. Remember, closed mouth doesn't get fed. So, whatever business you are doing, and if you don't talk, we don't know who you are. We don't know where you're at. We don't know where to send referrals. So, come on up, say hi. We won't bite much, we promise. Um, if you have any questions about BAM and how it works or the history of BAM, this is the man to ask. Unbelievable opportunity.
Sam, let me add this on that 0% unemployment. That statement was very specific, speaking from their pulpit. That church is 17,000 members, and I laid out a definitive zeros and ones plan and process in 11 minutes of how everyone in that church can have an effective cash flow. 17,000 members. It's documented. And then let me close with this. There's a video on the homepage of BAM.eco from 2009. And that video was recorded in the study of a pastor in San Diego, California. And our spokesperson we hired in 2008 was Mr. Les Brown. Yes. Now, let me give you this, the compensation plan for Les. We paid Les a $20,000 signing bonus, and all of this is documented. It'll be in my book, my next book that comes out. A $50,000 a week to work 1 day a month from the largest Black churches in the country. Our first stop that he recorded that data in the study of that minister, there were 1,200 people there, all of them coming to become a member of BAM. Do 1,200 times 199, you basically get $250,000 in 2 hours. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message, and everything I talk about is documented, and I'm done speaking. Bam!
Yeah, that was unbelievable. The church, and so I did my homework. I went on the video and I actually clicked on some links, and I was doing some market research, and my family was asleep, so it gave me some time to do something of value and not watch TV and not watch Netflix and not watch any of those things. So it was really cool, and I'm so happy that you came into the room today because it means a lot. And understanding background, and we're both in the LA area, and we still gotta go have our Denny's breakfast soon. Hey Sam,
let me make this my final comment. And then I'm going to go to eat. There's a farmer's market here at the Carson Mall. So I'm going to support the farmers and get something from them to allow them to keep doing what they do. But you mentioned the Denny's breakfast. And the reason why I like to eat at Denny's, there's several reasons. The food is fine and the prices are right. But most importantly, our company, BAM, in 2012, inked a $1 million advertising deal with Denny's in 2012. And that, too, is very well documented. The document of when we started, the cease and desist that we received, my response email to everything, it's all documented. And unfortunately, there was some racial discrimination. And our legal team, we have a huge legal team, by the way, we chose not to sue them. And the reason we chose not to sue them for racial discrimination will be in my next book called Caught Up in Capitalism.com. My subtitle is John 4:44. The Bible verse, John 44, reads, "A prophet in his own town is not revered." I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message. King Sam, anything else you need from me? I'm going to get some food in my stomach and support the farmers here. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve. Bam.
Absolutely, Bam. Welcome. You're always welcome to the room. I appreciate you. It's Thankful Thursday. I'm very thankful for you. You got all these people in the audience. Who is willing to come up and say what they're thankful for today? It's Thankful Thursday. And one of the most powerful energies I learned a long time ago is being thankful. Because being thankful, you will attract more things to be thankful. There's something I'm thankful for, my daughter. So more things to be thankful for. More things to be thankful for on Thankful Thursday. I'm thankful for all of you in this room. I'm thankful for those that go to the bamsidehustle.com. I'm thankful for those that maybe are out there and floundering in the real estate business, don't know where to go, don't know which way is up. Go to can'tunseethis.com. Can'tunseethis.com. And I got people on Instagram saying hi. Hey, Helen. Hey, Charlene. Hey, El Coco. Hey, Blue Diamond. We have to say hi to everyone. Kelly, Mirror Man, Jimmy, Mike. Welcome, welcome. It's Thankful Thursday. What are you thankful for today? Letitia, I'm thankful for you coming in the room. Do you have a moment to come up and at least say what you are thankful for? You're always amazing to have in these rooms. We got Letitia, we got William, we got LJ. What's going on, LJ? Oh, Letitia, come on up. Fantastic. What are you thankful for today? Introduce yourself and where we can send referrals as well.
Well, I'm Letitia Warren. That's what my referrals can go to. I'm thankful for another blessed day that God made and allowed me to be a part of it. So my schedule has changed a little bit, and got to be here listening today.
Fantastic.
Now we'll be listening to the replay so I can catch it all.
I appreciate you, Letitia. I appreciate you so much. Anybody that comes in this room and spend their valuable time with me, you can't buy back time. You can always make more money, but you can't buy back time. No one's ever gone to the grave and had their money follow them, or that we know of. We're born with our birthday suit, and we die with our birthday suit. And what we accomplish in life is all about the dash. It's all about lives we touch. It's all about changes that we make in people's lives. It's all about family. It's all about friends. It's not all about money. As a matter of fact, it's very little is about money. Because if you go to poor countries, and some of the poorest countries are the happiest because they have family, because they have friends, because they have togetherness, because they wake up and their eyes are open and they can breathe and they can walk. And those are the things we have to be thankful for every day, but very few of us are, or very few of us actually put it out into the world that we're thankful every day. So you can write it down on a piece of paper. You can say it out into the world. You can come into these rooms, say that you're thankful. No judgment on what you're thankful for. It's an open forum. So anybody down in the bottom, hey Jeff, I haven't seen you for a little while. Feel free to come up if you have time, if you're able to talk, because I know everyone is busy in this crazy world that we live in. But we're all connected through incredible apps like this and the other apps I got running at the same time, my stream and my Insta, my Facebook, all this incredible technology that we're all connected. And you never know whose life you're going to touch or whose life you're going to change by just being there, by just saying to something that is important for someone to hear. Like my daughter was walking in her room and she gave me a high pitched squeal because I said there's something I'm thankful for. And she was excited. And that's important. And we have, please feel free to ping some other people in this room so we can get some more energy about thankfulness in this room. Letitia, I'm going to put a moderator badge on you and see if we can ping some more people and help them to have an ear for thankfulness. Now, this is newly licensed Now What? And I make sure I put a theme on newly licensed Now What? Now, anybody in this room is newly licensed or seasoned and wants to speak to somebody that may be newly licensed and needs something to get over a challenge that they're having. Anyone in the audience want to say hi and impart some wisdom? Because I could talk for a long time, but that doesn't help. It's the synergy and the energy and the collaboration that we have in these rooms that really makes this and other social media channels so important in changing lives. And here's one of my mentors here, and he's always changing lives with what he talks about. And he's always, I do so much stuff with these Facebook groups. It's crazy. And this is a man that specializes, I'm not even going to say Facebook group. He specializes in social media and how to approach business owners and how to approach people. Marty, welcome.
Hey, Sam, how you doing, buddy? Sorry I'm a little late. Hope you're doing great.
Absolutely. I'm doing great. What are you thankful for, my friend?
Thankful today for always to meet new people and thankful for being on this side of the ground more than anything.
That is a great thing to be thankful for. It beats the alternative, right, Marty?
That's right, for sure. I tell you, one of my loan officers today dropped in a really good statement that he had saw, and let me pull it back up here and read this. And it is, lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning. Winners work hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy. I don't know where he saw that quote at, but it's really spot on true too. You know, a lot of us, if you're really busy, you're doing great, you're putting big numbers up, well, then you're usually that type of person that thinks that you should be doing more, how to find a way to do more. And then when you're that person who maybe things are not going so great for, not closing a lot of transactions, you know, you usually find a way to put the blame off on people. Well, there's got to be a reason why I'm not doing this. There's a reason why I'm not getting sellers. There's a reason I'm not getting buyers, blah, 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 you know. But at the end of the day, really, it's just about repetition, you know, and finding something that works and then sticking with it and actually doing it, you know. For me, and like Sam was saying, it's really about the Facebook groups and creating discussions and creating polls, things that you can do that are absolutely free, that doesn't cost you any kind of paid advertising, any kind of that kind of craziness. It's more of just being able to move your fingers or to get on your computer. Now, for me, I teach everybody, everything I teach is on your phone. But, you know, I usually advise every real estate agent out there, every loaner out there, to at least at bare minimum create a homes for sale group. You know, get on Facebook and instead of worrying about a business page, which is designed to make you spend your money, just get on Facebook and create a Facebook group. And let's say, for example, you're in Middle Tennessee, and I'm in Knoxville, to use that for example. If group, I wouldn't call it Nashville Homes for Sale. I'd call it Middle Tennessee Homes for Sale. I would broaden my area a little bit so that way I can get more members in that group, which is going to lead to more closings, and it's going to lead to some referrals out there. So that's one of the great things about, being a realtor. You can work that 25% referral fee. And so I would just create that Homes for Sale group, and I'd invite some friends and some family members to it. Then I would probably invite some previous clients to it. Maybe even ask some of your clients to go ahead and say something good about you when they get into the group. Put you in a nice, beautiful house with a pool on top of the group. And next thing you know, you'll see that group grow. And put your name in the group. That's the great thing about Facebook groups is they give you plenty of space. So like I've got one called Tennessee Homes for Sale. Marty Hume makes home buying easy. And I've got about 4,000 or 5,000 people in that group, and really quick trying to grow it right after I created it. And over the years, I think I created it back in 2017, 2018. Over the years, it's just kind of grown by itself every day. People want to join it. Maybe they're looking for a house, to either buy or sell here around Tennessee. And it's just an easy way to meet people. And that's really what it's about too, is getting your name out there, your reach, your exposure. So if anybody ever has any questions about Facebook groups, feel free to reach out and ask me anytime. Or if you want some advice today, jump up here and ask, and I'll give you a little bit of advice. Hope that helps, Sam.
Absolutely, Marty. I appreciate you. Jeff, welcome up here, and I appreciate you. And what are you thankful for? And what can you say to new agents, as well as, or if you have any questions for Marty as well?
How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
So I'm thankful for my new job. So I went out of full commission sales for the last 20 years, and I'm now doing leasing in a mall. So I'm trying to develop my social media following and whatnot with local businesses. And I'm thankful for the obvious things, but you guys don't need to hear that. And I guess that's the gist. What was the other question?
Well, you have a new position. Congratulations on your new position. That's exciting. It's always exciting to have change. Maybe you can use Facebook groups for what you're doing now to get you more business.
Maybe, but I don't have time for it. It's just I got to make it work. You know what I mean? I can't. I don't have. 2017 is what, like 5 years, 6 years. I got to make it work now.
Oh,
I have 20 months to make this successful.
Got it. But Marty does stuff really quick. Teaches you real quick things to do.
Yeah, if it was me, Jeff, I don't know what area you're located in, but I'd be probably joining some. I would look and search for buy-sell trade groups all around your area. Make a simple post. I know you say you don't have a lot of time, but this usually takes less than a few seconds moving your thumbs. But make a simple post out there. What business owners do we have in here? Business owners and professionals do we have in here? And next thing you know, they'll just come pouring in. Me, and they'll tell you exactly what they do. And you might be able to find people to get out there and rent spaces in your mall.
I'll try it. Thank you. That's awesome. I just don't have time as in years, but I have time to, develop business, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
All we have is time until we don't, buddy. Make the best of it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate you. And, time is very important, and I appreciate you coming up. And anybody else want to come up and ask Marty any questions or curious about what he does with these Facebook groups? I see Rob joined our room. He's awesome. Coming up, if you can, if you have the time. Hey, Rob, welcome.
Hey, gang, I'm just coming up here to be awesome.
You are awesome, my friend. You are awesome. So what are you thankful for, as well as what do you do, and where do we send referrals to, my friend?
Hey, yeah, I'm Rob Webster in Carson City, Nevada. I'm grateful for my wonderful family. Obviously, that's a picture of my handsome son right next to me in this PTR. licensed financial advisor, and I actually do have solutions for 1031 exchanges for clients. Because sometimes it is hard to find that replacement property.
Especially right now, my friend. Especially right now.
Right?
What can you talk about? Which I think is fascinating. You talk about that Delaware Statutory Trust.
I can't talk about that on recorded.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Line.
What can you talk about?
I really can't. But the thing is, just put the bait out there that I can do that, and then privately we can talk about those products that you're speaking of.
Okay, so
And
if you're interested, DM Rob on his options, what options he has because of his recording. Rob is amazing. He's in Nevada. He talked to me and my wife, and fortunately, my wife is pretty well put together in her goals. And
she's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, honey. You're sharp, honey.
I was very impressed.
So, however, I need to get you back on that charitable gift of real estate.
Oh, more than you know, because I'm actually taking a class right now for tax planning,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so interesting. Of like, you can give your house to a nonprofit, and if it directly does not get useful for them, then you get put in a different tax situation as if it was useful for that nonprofit. So it's kind of like an opportunity of 10% deductions if they don't properly give the property away. And that's why I just learned this last weekend. So yeah, no, there's something very useful about that nonprofit that you work with, the charitable giving, that is amazing opportunity for folks.
And I'd love to get you on that map if you have the time. I would love to get you on that
I
map.
kind of want on the map, but then at the same time, I kind of want a realtor in my area to be on that map. And
Well,
let them
I
have
mean,
the
you could have both. You can have both. You can get the realtor as well as
Yeah.
being on the map. So that way you have
Yeah.
two different streams of income.
Right. Yeah. It's an idea. I've been putting some thoughts into it. I think what I want to do is finish up the certification I'm getting right now, and then I'll be happy to reapproach and look at that
Well,
after November.
Well, you can always go to my YouTube channel, and that one's MrSantaCreta.com or Mr. Santa Creta. I renamed it. Go to my YouTube channel, and I actually have been sharing all of the videos that I've been doing with. We just did one with Die Hard, ProjectDieHard.org, and with the founder. And we're going to do some more with him to help him. What he does is, I don't know if you know what Project Die Hard does.
No.
Project Die Hard is building facilities for the veterans to live for a year.
Nice.
And he's combating veteran suicide with what he's doing.
Oh, good. Okay.
So he is a nonprofit. Look him up. He's an amazing guy. ProjectDieHard.org.
Okay. There's another one that here, I'm going to try finding it real quick. That I just linked up with LinkedIn. They seem interesting. They seem like they're in the infant stages a little bit because of how they're advertising themselves, but they have some really good intentions.
Very cool. I appreciate
Code
it.
of Vets.
You know what? I just saw something on that. Something on that. Yeah, I saw it on
them to get on their LinkedIn, and then I'm getting a 404 error.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This
maybe
is not good.
maybe something's
Was it-
wrong with their server.
Is it a scam?
Maybe there's something wrong with their server. Sometimes that happens with the 404s.
Okay. I hope so.
So, Rob, have you met Marty before?
No, I don't think I have.
Marty, Rob, Marty. Marty does Facebook groups, and he teaches business owners how to use Facebook groups to get more business.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah, sorry, I had to pop off a minute. Rob, what are you a realtor, Rob?
No, I'm a licensed financial advisor.
Oh, okay, perfect. And
I'm the other
yeah,
one.
like Sam was saying there, I use the Facebook groups. Pretty much any business can use these Facebook groups to find clients pretty easy. I just happen to been using them now for the last 8 years.
what would you do for someone that's in financial services, Marty?
Sorry, I gotta just trying to answer two things at one time.
No problem.
I'm always busy. You know, if it were me, I guess it all depends on the financial services that you're offering. But I would probably start with, you know, like I learned how to use everybody else's buy, sell, trade groups. And then over the years, I started creating groups. And then over the years, I started buying Facebook groups. And like for me personally, I've got full control of groups in 45 states and multiple countries out there, about 5 million members. Some of those groups might have 50,000, 100,000 people in them, where I go in there and I can create a post or a poll, and I mark it to the top as an announcement. Then it gets a lot more exposure. But even if you don't actually own the Facebook groups and you go use everybody else's Facebook groups, you just got to remember, even though it's a buy, sell, trade group, they give you a spot to start a discussion in those groups. And those are real people, real heartbeats. So depending on your financial services, what you're offering, you can create a simple poll out there. So give me an idea and give me, I guess, an example of exactly what you offer people, Rob.
Portfolio management, financial planning, and tax smart strategies.
So you could create a poll in a Facebook group and keep it as simple as possible as, do you need any kind of help with your financial planning? And then your options could be, yes, I need help as far as tax preparation goes. Yes, I need help as far as, you know, maybe stocks or investing in the future, life insurance, whatever. You know, you can have those different options of different things that you offer. And sure enough, you get real people, real heartbeats clicking those options. And of course, again, I'd have to say exactly what you do to give you a little bit better understanding. But let's say, for example, I've had insurance agents come up to me. Hey, Marty, I'm using the Facebook page, my Facebook page, because I don't like pages personally. And I've not only tried the groups out, but how do you go about trying to find business for insurance, people who sell insurance? And I went into a Facebook group and created a simple poll that just said, if you could get one of these insurance cheaper, which one would you switch? Home, health, auto, life. And, you know, within an hour or two, I'll have 20, 30, 40 people clicking those options. You know, so a lot of times people just overthink it. Even one of the insurance agents that joined up with me, I told them to go into a Facebook group and create a simple post. Not a poll, just a post that just says, who needs to get cheaper health or dental insurance? Comment below. Because he said he spent weeks in the Facebook groups and hadn't anything. Well, in that first hour or two, he had over 100 comments on that one simple post. You know, so it's just a matter of doing things a little bit different and keeping it super simple on the Facebook in the groups in general, no matter what you're selling.
Okay.
Just food for thought. And then you can also create your Facebook group and start growing it. And I've seen the true value in the Facebook groups when they started letting us ask 3 questions to all the new members joining. So for me, being in a mortgage area, used to be a realtor, one of my 3 questions would be, what has stopped me from buying a house? Credit, income, or down payment. So you'll notice when you're starting to join groups out there, you'll have these 3 questions pop up in front of you. Now, a lot of times those 3 questions might be, why do you want to join this group? Or we promise not to create spam in a group or whatever, you know. But usually, you know, you can kind of take that in your own world. Hope that makes sense. And I see you got a telephone call, but I'll turn it back over to you, Sam. Let me know if anything else.
You dropped a golden nugget right there. That's awesome. Thank you, Marty. I appreciate you. And JL, welcome to the room. What are you thankful for? As well as how can we send you business? What do you do? And come on up, say hi, and I always say a closed mouth does not get fed, and I hope you can talk. All right. I guess not. So we're going to do this. We're going to any gold nuggets that you had recently, Marty. You sent me all the groups that you and your crew own and run. How many different um, subscribers do you have in all of your groups, or do you know?
I don't know the exact number, but I just now picked up another 80,000 member group in Mobile, Alabama a few days ago. But I would say total, I mean, last night, I know at one point it was over 5 million members combined. And I think 1 million of those were outside the United States, and the 4 million was inside the United States, something like that. You know, but it's been a hot minute since I've actually counted. And two things usually happen. One is sometimes I'll pick up new groups, or every single day these groups that I already own, you know, I'll see some of them have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 members wanting to join. It's not every single day to get that many in one group, but just where I haven't approved people in maybe a week or two in some of their groups. So a good example is and what he's kind of referring to is where I started buying Facebook groups. So I picked up one group. It was in Burleson, Texas, years ago, probably about 3 years ago, and it had about 30,000 people in it. Today I noticed it's close to 80,000 people. So over the last 3 years, 50,000 people has come in that group, and they get to answer any 3 questions I ask. So it's just a great way to, get your name out there and get you. And I kind of treat the Facebook groups almost like they're billboards. You know, these Facebook groups, they have cover photos on them. I actually rent some of the cover photos out on some of my Facebook groups. But it's just a good spot to, when you change that cover photo, to immediately alert how many people's in that Facebook group of what your business is. And a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, I don't only use buy, sell, trade groups. There's all kind of different kind of types of Facebook groups out there, but the buy, sell, trade groups are usually the easiest to pick up as far as buying goes. And like I said, they're full of real people, real heartbeats. And for me on the mortgage side, it's, hey, what stopped me from buying a house? Credit, income, down payment, didn't know where to start. On the realtor side is, how much would you sell your house for either now or in the fall? And you throw some options out there. 200,000, 300,000, $500,000, it doesn't matter. I've done this in California. I've done it in Florida. I've done it in Tennessee, Chicago, everywhere. I mean, all over the place. And it works to the extreme.
Let me ask you a question, and I experienced this in one of the groups I joined. It's not my group. However, I put a poll, and a few people jumped on me about the poll, and it was a community group. So you would think that a community group would be open.
Well, when you say they jumped on you, what do? They get on your poll and make a negative comment, maybe?
Yeah, everyone's going to be a hater.
So
exactly.
All that does is get attention. I've had 2 realtors, one in particular, because somebody made a negative comment on one of the polls he created, end up getting a $700,000 listing off of it. Because that person reached out to him and says, man, if you can make people this upset, you must be really good. So you get attention. Not saying you want negative attention, but sometimes with the Facebook groups or any kind of platform out there, people's going to kind of give you their opinion on things. And here's the thing: if you buy the Facebook groups or you own a Facebook group, and somebody comes and makes a negative comment on one of my posts or polls where I own the group, well, that person gets immediately booted out of the group. Boom, gone. I don't have to worry about it no more. Blocked. Move on. And I teach my loan officers too. If you're in the Facebook groups and you're in somebody else's group and you create a post and immediately somebody jumps on your post and tries to say spam or, against the rules, blah, 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 block that person, delete your post, and repost it in the same group. They're not going to see it again because you just blocked that person. But if you've got a post or poll out there that's blowing up, got a lot of people on it, just stand your ground. Say, hey, I'm a real estate agent here, I'm a loan officer here, whatever it is, and I'm only trying to help people. These are the people I've helped, and just stand your ground and show people what you're trying to do, because it's not you're not out there trying to really scam people, or you're just really trying to get your name out there more than anything.
I appreciate that, because there's going to be people that are going to be haters, no matter
Oh,
where
yeah.
you go. I mean, people are people. There's going to be some people that are going to be jealous. There's going to be some people that are realtors that aren't going to like what you're doing, and you're thinking outside the box. And yeah, and the people in this room and people on the social media need to understand that you're going to run into those things. You just have to be willing to shrug it off and do like they did at Ted Lasso. Be goldfish. Be goldfish.
If you create the post right and you create the polls right, very seldom do you have any kind of issues. You know, I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years now, and watching the same posts get posted, the same polls get posted, or different tweaks or different variations of these posts and polls, and they all get action. You know, my Looking for Applicants post, still the best post we've ever come up with, and it's had over 1,000 comments on it over 20 times. You know, so one little post that took less than 5 seconds to create gets 500 people to say me, 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 me. And then the other 500 comments is me replying back, PM sent, PM sent, PM sent, PM sent. And now I've got these great messages of real people, real heartbeats that want to buy or sell a house. And those direct messages are key. You know, messenger is key in my world, because, you know, being a realtor in the mid-90s and being on the loan side so long, you know, I don't want to get my business card out there. Very seldom you're going to get a call back when you give your business card out there. It happens sometimes, yeah. But you get a direct message with somebody, a direct link to somebody, they'll find you when it's time for them to come buy or sell. I've got all kind of people still reach out to this day, and I haven't originated loans in over 4 years yet. I still got people through the messenger where we created so many messages back in the day, come back and say, hey, are you still doing home loans? I'm ready to buy now. And we're talking about 4 years later. And I would have never remembered that person, but thanks to messenger, they remember me.
Absolutely, Marty. I appreciate that. Mr. Bai, welcome to the room. You have any questions for Marty or any of us here?
No, I was curious about your occupation. If I'm not mistaken, all of you are in the real estate industry, right?
Some of us are in real estate. Some of us are in financial professionals.
Okay, I'm a realtor from Iran, so
welcome.
Just one. Yeah, thanks.
How does real estate work in Iran?
Okay, I think that it's totally different. The first point is that we get 1% of commission from each side. I think that in the United States, it's about 6%, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, I can't say that. What is, it's a negotiable. It's not. We can't do price fixing. It's against our code of ethics. So what I could tell you is it's negotiable between the buyer and the seller when it comes to commissions.
Yeah, I mean, the same goes in Iran, but generally speaking, 1% is commonly used to get commission from each side. But yeah, it really depends on negotiation between the parties. And how do you absorb customers? Because I think that most famous way in the US is to post your ad on Zillow.com, a very famous website, to absorb customers. But in Iran, we use a website called DR, but I think that Marty was talking about making podcasts in order to find viewers to sell.
No, actually, Marty was talking about using Facebook groups. And do you have Facebook in Iran?
Well, I think that Facebook is diminishing worldwide, but I used to. Unfortunately, Facebook, just to let you know, is forbidden in my country.
Okay, so what other types do you use? Things like LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram.
Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say Instagram is owned by Facebook. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but if you remember, Facebook was a web-based website, okay, which was popular maybe 5 or 10 years ago, but nowadays definitely TikTok, Instagram, and other applications are getting fame.
Do you use things like brain fart? Sorry. I was thinking of the like RedX or yeah, yeah. Do you use things like
Well, I'm familiar with Reddit, but no, I'm not into Reddit. But I use Discord. Do you know Discord?
absolutely? I have Discord. I have Discord.
Yeah, yeah, very good. And I just have a question. I have an extra land, okay, inherited from my father. I'm just thinking it's a raw land, okay, a vacant land, which produces no money, no profit for me. And I'm just thinking about selling the land and invest the money into the stock market. What do you think of this idea?
It depends on what your goal is. I think Rob might be better with something
Yeah.
like that.
I could probably answer that if it was a United States issue, because it becomes a taxation conversation. In the United
No,
States,
because in Iran we do not have laws regarding taxes as strict as in the United States. But
exactly.
the question,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, the
In the
problem
United
is that
States, it's more about that.
what?
In the United States, it would be more focused on that.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about growth, and I mean, I have no concept of how the Iran exchange works, nor do I have any concept of how real estate works in Iran.
Do they?
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's totally different, but just imagine yourself having an extra land in the US, a vacant land, a raw land, which produces no money for you, okay? The price of the land goes up just on the paper, but you have no money. You cannot touch any money. But if you buy, for example, a good stock, a good share, you can get dividends, okay? So
Can you use that land for growing hemp or CBD, or could you use that land for? See, I don't know what's illegal there. So, can you use that land for like an Airbnb, or can you use something like?
Yeah, I've Rob. To be honest, I've thought about all of these ideas, but the problem is that I have no money, okay, to establish my own business. So, and nobody. I mean, the next problem is that nobody wants to cooperate with me, okay, to establish. I mean, our own joint business. So no, probably no.
That's interesting. Because if you have land in the United States, of course, that's going to go up in value. And a lot of times that you'll have construction people, developers that would come and purchase the land to develop cities, apartments, multi-units, things like that.
I have a question in Iran. Okay, each land is marked differently than the other one. For example, there are some lands specifically allowed by the government just for cultivation. Okay, you are not allowed to build anything on the land. It's prohibited, forbidden. And there are some lands which I mean, you are permitted to build an establishment there. And what about the United States? Can you build anything on any type of land?
No, it's regulated by the local government, state government, and sometimes even the federal government. Not all the time, but it can be. Yeah, and that's kind of how that works. It's basically it's not that hard to actually go to your local government and say, hey, I would like this land to be coded or zoned in a different way. And most times not, you're going to get the approval by the local city government to do such a thing. But that's not but right off the hip, like, no, they zone things properly so that you don't have, like, I don't know, an adult bookstore in the same place as a elementary school. Like, those are the concerns that they have.
Yeah, I got you. And okay, so I just want to elicit your opinion on my proposal. Would you sell your land to invest the money into, for example, famous shares like Apple, Microsoft, or I don't know, for example, Tesla?
It depends on what your goal is. If you have, see, I'm not a financial, I'm not into stocks as a business. However, I bought crypto. I own stock. So I'm diversified, and that's what a lot of what we do in the USA. We diversify our portfolio. I own real estate also.
Could I ask? Sorry, could I ask how much of your portfolio is in the land and how much of it is specifically allocated to, for example, the stock market?
That's a tough question, because I would have to look at my books, and in a room like this where we're being recorded, it's probably not a good idea, confidentially. But I would say there's a certain percentage you want to put in stocks, and there's a certain percentage you want to put in crypto, and you want to, what you put in it is more important. Is it money that you can lose if something happens to the stock market? Is it money you can lose if something happens to crypto? It's got to be liquid.
Something happens to crypto? You mean that it gets exposed to be a Ponzi scheme?
we got a lot of people to listen to some of these rooms, so it's kind of an interesting one, but I won't comment on that, because we don't have a lot, but we got in like early, so and it's Bitcoin, so it was a long time ago, but I have value in it once I get out, but it has to be something that you're willing to lose. It has to be something you're willing to lose.
Yeah, I know how to hedge my portfolio against risks. Okay, so I'm aware of such guidelines, but I was just curious about your portfolio.
Yeah, my wife won't let me disclose my portfolio. Sorry.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, you should. So, like, there's some laws in the federal government. There's a particular act that says no more than 5% in any particular one investment. Maybe that'll help you.
Well, I also have more questions regarding buying a piece of land in the U.S. I mean, most of the time I see that the boundaries of lands, especially in cities, are fenced. I don't know how to say it. Are fenced by just bushes. And many times I witnessed that there is no boundary regarding everyone's yard. But vice versa, in contrast to the United States and Iran, we make our land's boundary via blocks and cement. Okay, cemetery blocks. Okay, so why don't you use cemetery blocks to show the boundary of your land? Did you get what I mean?
Yeah, we have boundaries. We have our properties are called parcels, and they have a number. And they sometimes there's gates on or fences on that line. Sometimes there's block walls on that line, but we have parcels that when we purchase a property, we own a parcel. Our house is on a parcel. Assessor parcel number. That's how it works in the United States. We have parcels. Our houses are on a parcel.
It's really hard to convey my what I have in my mind into English because it's not my mother tongue. But okay.
Well, I appreciate you coming in the room, and I'm learning a lot from you. I had one other person that was from Iran that came in my room, and it was fascinating. I learned a lot about how things work in other countries. And I mean, I've had people from France, and it's interesting to hear from that area. My background is Latvia, so the country, Eastern European is heritage, my heritage. So it's fascinating.
Is English your first language?
Yes. English is my first language.
Okay, Sam, I have another question. I mean, I have almost more than $1 million. Okay, so can I immigrate or move to the United States with this amount of money? I mean, to get citizenship, or
That's called 12G, and you're going to have to talk to a immigration lawyer about that in more depth.
Yeah, DM me in my background. I have an immigration lawyer that is also a realtor that I can go to if that is actually what you are interested in doing. I can get you in contact with her. So
no, I'm just thinking about the idea, and I don't want to pay anything to someone as a consultation because I cannot transfer money so easily, PayPal or.
Unfortunately, then you're kind of stuck because it's pay to play.
Yeah, a lawyer is not going to do pro bono.
Especially 12.
Pro bono means freely?
$1 million.
Yeah, pro bono means free or paid after or with a cause, or pro bono is free basically.
Yeah.
But you have to pay to play, like Rob said. And I'm willing to connect you with that real estate or the attorney that focuses on international law as well as international helping people to come into the States. So if you are really interested,
I'm really afraid of wasting such amount of money in your country because what would happen if your government just confiscated my money, okay, as for example, having connection with the IRGC or other illusionary organizations, because I'm coming from a country which has an amnesty with the United States, and the thing just happened for example, Russian figures living in the US or in the UK. I mean, the countries just confiscated the money.
That you'll have to live with.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I have no skills. I cannot come to the US to
that you'll have to live
for example, to study something and get a job there. And living in Iran is a country of shithole, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Dinner. Yeah.
I don't have to get back out.
Okay, well, hey, it was nice speaking with you.
It's a fascinating conversation, and if you want, you can listen to the replay on this room. Thank you for coming to Newly Licensed Now What. I appreciate you. It's Thankful Thursday. Let's be thankful for each other. Let's be thankful for this incredible app to be connected with people all around the world. I'm always beside myself on who we connect with across the globe, and that we're all connected in the same space, but in different areas. So it's amazing. I appreciate you. I'm going to be closing the room. Thank you, Rob. Love having you in my room. I appreciate all the knowledge that you always drop. And
Absolutely.
let's talk some more about the once you get done with your licensing. The charitable gifting real estate. Let's get you in that 3-hour class on third Tuesday, I believe it is.
Third Tuesday?
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, you guys always have that class when I'm actually in my nonprofit board meeting.
That's a perfect time to just open up your computer and say, listen to this.
Yeah, listen to this, guys. Yeah, no, the guys I'm working with right now are working on capital gains. By the way, talking about that, you and I should probably have a proper conversation, because I did have an advisor in your area reach out to me and say, hey, Rob, what's the deal? Should I 1031 or should I use an opportunity zone? And at the end of the day, we kind of resolved that an opportunity zone is going to be a better.
Absolutely. Let's let me know how it can be of assistance.
Yeah, I kind of want to show you how it works, and then you can go, oh.
Yeah, we have. I've seen some opportunity zones out here in Santa Clarita, as well as I know we do a lot of filming out here. So I think some of the opportunity zones are some of the filming areas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but I actually offered that investment also.
Very cool. Yeah, let's connect.
Yeah. All right, man. Be well.
Appreciate it.
To you again. Bye. I hope you enjoy your. Yeah, I know Iran is a wonderful place. Enjoy those wonderful dates that they dry out there. They're delicious.
Thanks, Rob. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
You take care. Bye. If I can get you that lawyer, connect me in the back channel. I'll connect you with her.
Sure. See you night.
Good night. Must be her. She doesn't go outside.
She's been grabbing puddings.
Oh, okay.
It's like a literal everywhere.
See y'all later. Make it a great day.